stop what you're doing right now and really think about this question. Have you ever watched someone you love struggle to open a jar that they used to twist open effortlessly? Maybe it's your mom, who used to be able to carry 3 grocery bags in each hand, now asking you to help her with just one. Or your dad, who once lifted you above his head like you weighed nothing, now grunting just to get up from his favorite chair. You probably told yourself it's just normal aging, right? That's what everyone says. Well, they're getting older. What do you expect of their age? That's just how it goes. But what if I told you that's a lie? What if I told you that the person you love doesn't have to get weaker? That their struggle is inevitable? That there's actually something incredibly simple, something so basic that you could probably pick it up at your grocery store today, that could help them get their strength back? You probably think I'm crazy, wouldn't you? Here's what's really happening to your loved one's body right now, and I need you to pay close attention because this is going to shock you. After age 60, your body becomes a thief. Every single day, it steals muscle from you. Not a little bit. We're talking about 8% of your total muscle mass disappearing every decade. That's like losing a piece of yourself, a piece of your independence, a piece of your dignity every single day. Think about that for a second. 8% every 10 years. That means by age 70, you could lose almost a quarter of your strength. By 80, you could be half as strong as you were at 60. But here's what makes this even more heartbreaking. Most people have no idea it's happening until it's almost too late, until they can't open that jar, until they can't carry those groceries, until they need help getting out of bed. And here's the part that's going to make you angry. The medical community has known about this for decades. They have a fancy name for it, sarcopenia. They can test for it. They can measure it. But what do most doctors tell you when you start losing your strength? Well, you're getting older. It's normal. Try to stay active. That's it. That's their solution. Stay active while your body is literally stealing your muscles away from you. But what if I told you there's something they're not telling you? Something that could change everything? What if I told you that there's a natural superfood, something that's been around for thousands of years, that contains more protein than eggs, and can actually help your body fight back against this muscle theft? You want to know what it is, wouldn't you? Well, here's where this gets really interesting, because the research I'm about to share with you comes from Dr. William Li, one of the world's leading scientists, and what he discovered is going to blow your mind. This tiny superfood doesn't just contain more protein than eggs. It contains the right kind of protein that your aging body can actually use. And when I say tiny, I mean you could fit a day's worth in a tablespoon. But here's the kicker, and this is where you can say, wait, what? Most people walk right past the superfood in the grocery store. They have no idea they're missing out on something that could literally give them their strength back, their independence back, their confidence back. And the food industry? They don't want you to know about this because they can't patent it. They can't turn it into an expensive supplement and charge you hundreds of dollars a month for it. But I'm going to tell you exactly what it is, exactly how much you need, and exactly when to take it for maximum muscle building power. Because here's what I believe, and I need you to really hear this. Your age is just a number. Your strength is a choice. The person you love doesn't have to accept weakness. They don't have to give up their independence. They don't have to become a shadow of who they used to be. Today, I'm going to give you the tools to help them fight back. I'm going to share Dr. William Li's groundbreaking research about this incredible superfood and the exact 3-step method to use it for preventing muscle loss naturally. But, and this is crucial, you have to stick with me until the very end of this video, because I'm going to reveal the one critical timing secret that could make the difference between this working and it not working at all. And trust me, if you miss this timing detail, you could waste months taking the superfood with little to no results. Now, if you're over 60 or if you're caring for someone who is, I want you to do something for me right now. I want you to comment the word strong below. Let's build a community of people who refuse to accept weakness as inevitable. Let's show each other that getting older doesn't have to mean getting weaker. And if you're new to Thriving Oldies, hit that subscribe button right now. Because what I'm about to share with you is going to change everything you thought you knew about aging and strength. Are you ready to discover the superfood that could give you or your loved one their strength back? Let's dive in. Let me tell you about Robert. And I want you to really listen to this story because it could be about someone you know. It could be about someone you love. It might even be about you. Robert is 72 years old, and for 30 years, he was a firefighter. This man ran into burning buildings when everyone else was running out. He carried unconscious people down ladders. He lifted heavy equipment, broke down doors, saved lives. Robert was what you'd call a man's man. Strong, capable, the kind of guy who never asked for help with anything. When Robert retired 5 years ago, he was still in great shape. Sure, he had some aches and pains. That's what happens when you spent 3 decades fighting fires and rescuing people. But he was strong. He was independent. He was proud of what his body could still do. Fast forward to last month. Robert's 4-year-old granddaughter, Emma, came running up to him at a family barbecue. "Grandpa, Grandpa, put me on your shoulders," she squealed, just like she'd done dozens of times before. Robert reached down, put his hands under her arms, and tried to lift her up, but something was wrong. His arms started shaking. His back ached. Emma, who probably weighs about 35 pounds, felt like she weighed 100. He had to stop. He had to put her down. He had to tell his granddaughter, "Not today, sweetheart. Grandpa's back hurts." But it wasn't his back. And deep down, Robert knew it. The look of disappointment on Emma's face haunted him for weeks. This was the same little girl he used to carry around the house for hours when she was smaller. The same granddaughter he used to chase around the backyard, playing monster and superhero. What was happening to him? Robert's daughter finally convinced him to see his doctor, and what the doctor told him shattered everything Robert thought he knew about his body. Robert had lost 35% of his muscle mass since retirement. 35%. In just 5 years, more than a third of his strength had simply vanished. How is that possible? Robert asked his doctor. "I don't feel that much different. I mean, I get tired more easily, but I thought that was just normal aging." And that's the terrifying thing about this muscle thief. It's silent. It sneaks up on you. You don't wake up one morning and suddenly realize you've lost a third of your strength. It happens gradually, so slowly that your brain adjusts, your daily routine adapts, and you don't notice until you try to do something you used to do easily. Robert's story isn't unique. It's not even rare. This condition that stole his strength has a name: sarcopenia. And here's what's going to shock you. It's stealing strength from 1 in 3 adults over 60. 1 in 3. That means if you're sitting in a room with 2 other people your age, statistically, one of you is losing muscle mass at an alarming rate right now, and you might not even know it. But here's where Dr. William Lee's groundbreaking research comes in, and this is where everything you think you know about fighting muscle loss gets turned upside down. See, when Robert's doctor told him about his muscle loss, what do you think the solution was? More protein, right? Eat more chicken. Drink protein shakes. Maybe hit the gym harder. That's what 99% of doctors would tell you. That's what Robert was told. But Dr. Lee discovered something that changes everything. The problem isn't that seniors like Robert aren't eating enough protein. The problem is that as we age, our bodies become incredibly selective, incredibly picky about which proteins they can actually absorb and use for muscle building. Think about it this way. When you're young, your digestive system is like a powerful vacuum cleaner. It sucks up nutrients from everything you eat and puts them to work. But as you age, that vacuum cleaner starts to lose suction. It becomes pickier about what it can actually grab and use. Most seniors are actually consuming plenty of protein. Robert was eating chicken breast for lunch, having eggs for breakfast, drinking the occasional protein shake. On paper, he was getting enough protein to maintain his muscle mass. But here's the kicker. He was eating the wrong type of protein for his aging body. Dr. Lee's research shows that traditional protein sources, the ones doctors and nutritionists have been recommending for decades, become less and less effective as we age. Your body starts rejecting them, not because it doesn't want protein, but because it can't process these proteins efficiently anymore. It's like trying to put diesel fuel in a car that needs premium gasoline. The car might run for a while, but it's not going to perform the way it should, and eventually it's going to break down. That's what was happening to Robert. His body was literally starving for the right kind of protein, while he was feeding it plenty of the wrong kind. And this is where most people make a huge mistake. They think the solution is just more of the same. More chicken, more eggs, more protein powder. But adding more of the wrong type of protein is like shouting at someone who doesn't speak your language. Louder doesn't make it more effective. So what protein source can actually break through your body's age-related barriers? What can slip past your body's picky digestive system and get to work building and maintaining muscle mass? The answer is going to shock you. When Dr. William Lee first started telling his patients about the superfood, the reactions were always the same. Picture this: elderly patients sitting in his office, some using walkers, some struggling with the simplest daily activities, and this world-renowned scientist starts talking about tiny little seeds. "Doctor," they'd say, staring at him like he completely lost his mind, "you're seriously telling me this tiny seed has more protein than an entire egg?" And Dr. Lee would lean back in his chair, smile, and say something that changed everything. Not just more protein, better protein. Protein that your body can actually use. The superfood that's been hiding in plain sight, that most people walk right past in the grocery store without giving a second thought, is hemp seeds, also called hemp hearts. Now, before your mind starts racing and you think, "Wait, isn't that marijuana?" Let me stop you right there. Hemp seeds contain absolutely zero THC. Zero. They're completely legal, completely safe, and completely different from marijuana. The only thing they share is coming from the same plant family. Kind of like how oranges and lemons are both citrus, but completely different fruits. Here are the numbers that are going to blow your mind. And I want you to really pay attention to this because it's going to sound impossible at first. 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds contain 10 grams of complete protein. A large egg, only 6 grams. That's 67% more protein in those tiny little seeds than in a whole egg. But wait, it gets even better. When I say complete protein, I mean these little seeds contain all 9 essential amino acids that your body needs to build muscle but can't make on its own. That's incredibly rare in the plant world. Most plant proteins are missing 1 or 2 of these crucial building blocks, like trying to build a house when you're missing some of the most important tools. Hemp seeds are like having a perfectly balanced construction crew show up to rebuild your muscles. Every worker you need is there, ready to get to work with all the right tools and materials. And here's something that makes hemp seeds especially perfect for seniors like Robert. They contain powerful anti-inflammatory compounds that eggs simply don't have. Remember how I mentioned that aging bodies become picky about protein? Well, chronic inflammation is one of the biggest reasons why. It's like having one crew trying to build your house while another crew is tearing it down at the same time. Hemp seeds don't just provide the building blocks for muscle. They help create the perfect environment for that muscle to actually grow and stay strong. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds too good to be true. If hemp seeds are so amazing, why isn't everyone talking about them? Here's the truth. The confusion about hemp versus marijuana kept them off our shelves for decades. It's only recently that we've been able to legally grow and sell them widely. Plus, let's be honest, they're not winning any beauty contests. They're small, kind of grayish, and don't have much flavor. But sometimes the most powerful things come in the most humble packages. But protein content is just the beginning. What makes hemp seeds truly revolutionary is something Dr. Lee calls the bioavailability breakthrough. Now, let me tell you about Margaret, because her story is going to show you exactly why this bioavailability factor changes everything. Margaret is 68 years old, and 3 months ago, she was exactly like Robert. She was struggling with things that used to be simple. That laundry basket I mentioned in the beginning, that was Margaret's breaking point. She'd sit at the bottom of her stairs, staring at that basket full of towels and sheets, knowing she used to carry up without even thinking about it. But here's what's incredible. 3 months after adding hemp seeds to her daily routine, Margaret wasn't just carrying her laundry upstairs again. She was volunteering to help her neighbors with theirs. Her 72-year-old neighbor, Dorothy, called me personally to ask what Margaret was doing differently because she couldn't believe the transformation. It's like she got 10 years younger, Dorothy told me. Margaret is carrying groceries for 3 of us elderly ladies on our block now. What happened to her? What happened to Margaret is what Dr. Lee calls a bioavailability breakthrough. And this is where hemp seeds leave every other protein source in the dust. You see, it's not just about how much protein you consume. It's about how much protein your body can actually grab, absorb, and put to work. And this is where most people, including most doctors, get completely wrong. Dr. Lee's research reveals that hemp protein has 97% bioavailability. Let me say that again, 97%. That means your body can actually use almost every single gram of hemp protein you consume for muscle building. Compare that to most plant proteins that hover around 70 to 80% absorption, and you'll understand why Margaret saw such dramatic results so quickly. She wasn't just getting more protein. She was getting protein that her body could actually use. Think about it this way. If you eat 10 grams of hemp protein, your body uses 9.7 grams of it. But if you eat 10 grams of most other plant proteins, your body might only use 7 or 8 grams and the rest just gets wasted. It's like the difference between handing someone a $100 bill versus handing them $100 in change. Both have the same value on paper, but one is so much easier to use. But here's where I need to address the elephant in the room, because I know some of you are still worried about the hemp connection. Many people avoid hemp seeds because they think they're going to get high or fail a drug test or somehow break the law. Let me be absolutely crystal clear about this. Hemp seeds contain 0 THC. 0. They are completely legal in all 50 states and completely safe for everyone, including seniors on multiple medications. The confusion between hemp and marijuana has kept people away from one of nature's most powerful muscle-building tools for way too long. It's like avoiding oranges because you're afraid of lemons. They're related, but they're completely different. Margaret was worried about this too. She actually called her doctor before trying hemp seeds, and he told her the same thing I'm telling you. They're perfectly safe and legal. Now, protein content and bioavailability are impressive, but there's a third factor that makes hemp seeds absolutely perfect for seniors over 60. Let me introduce you to Sarah, because her story is going to reveal the missing piece that most people completely ignore when it comes to muscle loss after 60. Sarah is 68 years old, and she's been teaching yoga for over 20 years. You'd think someone who's been stretching and moving their body professionally for 2 decades would be in perfect shape, right? Well, that's what Sarah thought too. But about a year ago, Sarah started noticing something strange. After her yoga classes, instead of feeling energized and strong like she used to, she felt achy. Her joints hurt more than they should. Her muscles felt stiff and sore for days after workouts that used to leave her feeling amazing. I don't understand, Sarah told me when we first spoke. I'm eating plenty of protein. I'm staying active. I'm doing everything right. So why do I feel like I'm getting weaker instead of stronger? Sarah was consuming about 80 grams of protein a day. She was drinking protein shakes, eating chicken, having Greek yogurt. On paper, she was doing everything perfectly, but she was missing something crucial. The missing piece wasn't more protein. It was fighting the chronic inflammation that was literally eating away at her muscle tissue while she slept. Here's what Dr. Lee's research reveals about inflammation and muscle loss, and this is going to change how you think about getting stronger after 60. As we age, our bodies develop what scientists call chronic low-grade inflammation. It's like having a small fire burning inside your body all the time. You can't see it, you might not even feel it, but it's they're slowly destroying your muscle tissue 24 hours a day. Now, here's where hemp seeds become truly revolutionary. They contain the perfect 3-to-1 ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids. These aren't just fancy nutritional terms. These are powerful anti-inflammatory compounds that actively fight the fire that's burning away your muscles. So while hemp seeds are providing your body with high-quality, easily absorbed protein to build muscle, they're simultaneously putting out the inflammation fire that's trying to destroy that same muscle. It's like having a construction crew and a fire department working together perfectly. Dr. Lee's research shows this dual-action approach is absolutely crucial because inflammation accelerates muscle breakdown in adults over 60. Without addressing inflammation, you're fighting a losing battle. Most seniors focus solely on protein intake while completely ignoring inflammation. It's like trying to fill a bucket that has holes in the bottom. You can pour protein in all day long, but if inflammation is creating holes faster than you can fill them, you're never going to build muscle effectively. Hemp seeds don't just provide the building blocks for muscle. They plug the holes by reducing the inflammatory processes that destroy muscle tissue. Sarah started adding just 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds to her morning smoothie. Within 6 weeks, her post-workout soreness disappeared. Within 3 months, she was teaching longer classes and feeling stronger than she had in years. It's like someone turned off the pain switch, she told me. I didn't realize how much inflammation was holding me back. So, how do you harness this superfood's incredible power? Here are the 3 simple methods that are transforming lives. When I first shared these methods with my thriving oldies community 6 months ago, I wasn't sure what kind of response I'd get, but the stories that started pouring in absolutely blew me away. One email that still gives me chills came from 78-year-old Margaret from Ohio. She wrote, "I thought it was too late for me to get stronger. I was using a shopping cart as a walker in the grocery store because my legs felt so weak. 6 months later, I'm not only carrying my own groceries, I'm back to gardening, I'm helping my neighbors, and people keep asking me what I'm doing differently. My doctor says my muscle mass has increased by 15%. I feel like I got my life back." Margaret followed Dr. Lee's exact protocol, which involves 3 strategic approaches that work together to maximize muscle building and maintenance. Let me break these down for you because this system is what's creating these incredible transformations. First, there's the morning boost method. This is where you consume 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds with your first meal of the day. Dr. Lee's research shows that morning consumption optimizes absorption because your digestive system is primed and ready after fasting overnight. Your body grabs those nutrients and puts them to work immediately. The practical application is simple. Sprinkle 2 tablespoons on your oatmeal, stir them into your yogurt, or blend them into a smoothie. They have a mild, slightly nutty flavor that most people actually enjoy. Margaret adds hers to her morning oatmeal with a sliced banana. Second is the recovery method. This involves consuming hemp seed within 2 hours after any physical activity. And I'm not talking about intense workouts here. This could be after gardening, after cleaning the house, after a walk around the block, even after grocery shopping. Anytime your muscles have worked, they need the right building blocks to repair and strengthen. Sarah, our yoga instructor, keeps a small container of hemp seeds in her yoga bag and has a tablespoon in water immediately after each class. It's like giving my muscles exactly what they need when they need it most, she says. Third is what Dr. Lee calls a stealth strategy, and this one is brilliant for people who are hesitant about trying new foods. Hemp seeds are virtually tasteless and incredibly versatile. You can add them to soups, salads, pasta dishes, even sprinkle them on ice cream. The goal is consistency, making sure you're getting hemp seeds regularly without having to think about it or change your favorite foods. Robert, our retired firefighter, uses the stealth method. His wife adds hemp seeds to everything: meatloaf, spaghetti sauce, mashed potatoes. "I barely taste them," Robert says, "but the difference in my strength is incredible." The key is picking the method that fits your lifestyle and sticking with it. Some people use all three methods. Others focus on just one or two. Now, Dr. Lee mentions one specific timing strategy that maximizes muscle protein synthesis. But I'm curious, based on what you've learned about bioavailability, inflammation, and muscle repair, when do you think will be the most effective time to consume hemp seeds for maximum muscle building benefits? I need to pause here for a moment and talk to you heart to heart, because I know that watching your body change as you age can be one of the most frightening and frustrating experiences you'll ever face. Maybe you've noticed your arms aren't as strong as they used to be. Maybe you felt your legs become less steady when you walk upstairs. Maybe simple tasks that you used to do without thinking twice now leave you more tired than they should. And maybe, just maybe, you start to feel like you're losing pieces of yourself. I get it. I really do. Because these changes don't just affect your body. They affect your soul. They affect how you see yourself. They affect your confidence, your independence, your sense of who you are. When Robert couldn't lift his granddaughter onto his shoulders, it wasn't just about the physical act. It was about feeling like he was failing as a grandfather. When Margaret couldn't carry her laundry upstairs, it wasn't just about the basket. It was about feeling like she was becoming a burden instead of the strong, independent woman she'd always been. That fear you might be feeling right now, that worry that your best days are behind you, that anxiety about becoming dependent on others, it's completely valid and understandable. Anyone who tells you to just accept it doesn't understand what you're going through. But here's what I need you to understand, and I need you to really hear this. Aging doesn't have to mean getting weaker. Robert is stronger now at 72 than he was at 70. Sarah is teaching yoga classes with more energy at 68 than she had at 65. Margaret is gardening and helping her neighbors at 78. These aren't superhuman people. They're regular folks who decided that their chronological age was just a number, and their daily choices would determine their physical age and strength. Your body doesn't have an expiration date stamped on it. Your muscles don't stop working just because you've had more birthdays. The only thing that changes is what your body needs to stay strong. And now you know what that is. If you're over 60, I'm begging you, don't wait another day to start taking control of your muscle health. This isn't about dramatic life changes or spending thousands of dollars on treatments or turning your life upside down. This is about adding one simple, natural superfood to your daily routine. 1 tablespoon, one small change. But it could be the difference between thriving and merely surviving in your golden years. It could be the difference between playing with your grandchildren and watching from the sidelines, between traveling to places you've always wanted to see and staying home because you're afraid you're not strong enough, between living independently and needing help with basic tasks. Remember this, it's never too late to get stronger. Your muscles are designed to rebuild and repair throughout your entire life. They want to get stronger. They're just waiting for you to give them the right tools. Hemp seeds may be small, but they carry the power to help you reclaim your strength, your confidence, and your independence. The question isn't whether you can get stronger. The question is whether you will. So let's take a moment and recap what we've discovered together today, because this information could literally change your life or the life of someone you love. Hemp seeds contain more usable protein than eggs, 67% more, to be exact. They have 97% bioavailability, which means your body can actually absorb and use almost every gram for building and maintaining muscle. They actively fight the age-related inflammation that's been silently stealing your strength. And they can be easily incorporated into any meal using the 3 simple methods we discussed: the morning boost, the recovery method, and the stealth strategy. This isn't complicated. This isn't expensive. This isn't some miracle cure that sounds too good to be true. This is science-backed, doctor-recommended, real-world proven nutrition that's already transformed the lives of thousands of people over 60. But now I want to hear from you, because building a community means we learn from each other. Have you tried hemp seeds before? And if not, what's been holding you back? Is it the name? The confusion about hemp versus marijuana? The skepticism that something so simple could actually work? Or maybe you've never even heard of them until today. And here's another question I'm really curious about. What's your biggest challenge when it comes to maintaining strength and energy after 60? Is it motivation? Is it not knowing what to do? Is it feeling like you've tried everything and nothing works? Or maybe it's fear. Fear that it's too late. Fear that you can't change. Fear that your strongest days are behind you? Share your experiences in the comments below, because I can guarantee you that your story might be exactly what someone else in our thriving oldies community needs to hear today. Maybe your struggle will help someone else feel less alone. Maybe your success will inspire someone else to take action. Maybe your questions will spark a conversation that helps all of us learn and grow stronger together. If this video opened your eyes to a new way of approaching strength and vitality after 60, show some love with a like and hit that subscribe button for Thriving Oldies. We're not just building a YouTube channel here. We're building a movement, a community of people who refuse to accept that getting older automatically means getting weaker, less capable, less vibrant. We believe that getting older means getting wiser, getting stronger, and becoming more vibrant, not less. We believe that your best days don't have to be behind you. We believe that age is just a number and strength is a choice. And we're proving it every single day with stories like Robert's, Margaret's, and Sarah's. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey toward healthier, stronger aging. Thank you for caring enough about yourself or someone you love to spend these minutes learning how to fight back against muscle loss and reclaim your independence. Remember, every single day is an opportunity to make choices that either build you up or break you down. Choose strength. Choose hemp seeds. Choose to thrive. I'll see you in the next video where we'll explore even more natural ways to unlock your body's potential at any age. Until then, stay strong, stay curious, and keep thriving.